Good evening, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you all are having a great day. It is week number 11 of the NFL season, and tomorrow is a big day if you are a Dallas Cowboy fan, if your hopes are to keep the season alive. Here's the way you want to look at it when you talk about, playoffs. Every week right now is playoffs for the Dallas Cowboys. They win, they keep their hopes alive. They lose, the chance and the odds get that much worse. We have an early game tomorrow morning. We got the Commanders versus the Miami Dolphins, okay? Right now, the Commanders are behind us. If they end up getting a win and we lose, then I think they'll actually be ahead of us. That game doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things where we go. Then at 1 o'clock, we have the Giants going against the Packers. That game is actually a key game for us. If we're going to have a chance to make a playoff run, we need basically the Lions to take over that division. We need the Minnesota Vikings that are playing the Bears to win, because we play Minnesota, and that means we could beat them and get the tiebreaker, but we got the Bears that are kind of up there. So we need them to fall down. See, and the only way we have a chance to win is that the NFC South does not get but the division winner. Okay? Carolina right now is ahead of us. We need them to lose as well. And they play against the Atlanta Falcons. So we're rooting for the Atlanta Falcons to beat the Carolina Panthers. We're rooting for the Giants to beat the Packers. And we're rooting for Minnesota to beat the Bears. And we're also rooting for the Cardinals to beat San Francisco. That one, not so much, well, it does. We do need that one. I was going to say that was just basically spite, because I don't like San Francisco, and I really like the Bang Bang Niner gangs to just kind of be upset and mad, because when they lose, I don't hear from them. I really don't want to hear from them. So that game is kind of important for us as well, because we need to make sure that it's like, hopefully, just the Rams of Seattle that comes out of their division. If they get 2 out of their division, that means you can only get 1 out of the other 2, because there's 3 wild card spots. And then, of course, there's the Eagles, which have pretty much wrapped up our division. Unless they lose to the Lions, and then they play us the following Sunday, and they lose again. Then things look a whole lot different in the playoff chase. So that's just an idea of what we need to happen for us to keep hope alive. What we want to see on Monday night is we've actually are going to have a new look defense. We're actually getting back a lot of players that have been missing for quite a while. Overshowed and rookie Savon Ravel are not listed on the injury report anymore. They will be a full go, although they will be on pitch counts. They're not going to be playing every single down. So look for them for like 20, 25 plays as they build them up. That's really good news right there. Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker are both trending at being able to play. So maybe we get some better safety play going against the Raiders. And of course, we have our new pieces of Logan Wilson and Quentin Williams, which should add a little bit more firepower. How this defense will be, I don't know. Again, it's a lot of new pieces that are all having to come together and play that haven't played before. Quentin Williams had his first practice with the Cowboys on Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, today, and we're flying to the Raiders. So you got 4 practices under your belt. That's it. 4 practices. So don't necessarily expect this to be, we turn the light switch on, it's bright and everything else in here. There is going to be a big learning curve. But we're going against the Raiders, which Geno Smith had a leg contusion last week, and has had, I think he leads the NFL in interceptions, has not been good, in which case that means he's playing against the Cowboys defense, so he'll look like a world beater, which is probably why he wants to play, to say, hey, here's my opportunity to try and save face and to look good. So we'll wait and see how all that goes. I'm going to go to bed early tonight because tomorrow's going to be one of those, let's see, 9:30 to about 11:30, 14-hour live streams. Good God. That's a long, long time to be sitting there watching football. But I do it for you guys. This is hard. I have been a football fan for as long as I can remember anything in life. And people will ask me all the time, because I grew up in the Washington, D.C. suburbs, how come I wasn't a Commanders fan? Well, back then it was Redskins. And I always have and always will attribute it to my dad. I'm 60. I am the same age as the Super Bowl. This year it's Super Bowl 60. I always know how old I am by what Super Bowl it is, or I always know what Super Bowl it is by how old I am. And I hope that I can remember that for many, many more years, and I can continue to talk about it that way. Maybe I'll get lucky and see Super Bowl 100, but I doubt it. John Wembley is always saying there's an open invitation for me to join the Eagles Nation and be an Eagle fan. And I get a lot of Eagle fans that say, we hate your team, but we really like you. You're cool people. And I really, truly appreciate that. But I have, at times, when the Cowboys and Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones have just literally mystified what they're doing as far as running the team, have thought, do I really want to be a Cowboy fan? And today was one of those days that reminds me I will always have to be a Cowboy fan. You know, I've got people out there that say, he's not really a Cowboy fan, he's really a Commanders fan, or some bullshit like that. But I went to my mom's house today, and my mom is like Miss Christmas. She has 3 Christmas trees that she puts up, and she has decorations that are older than I am. She has things we made in like elementary school. And the way she does her trees is just unbelievable. My mom's getting old. And she makes the most incredible cookies and lemon meringue pie and things like that. And so she said, I don't know if I'm going to be doing any of that, but can you pick me up some stuff? So I picked up the flour and brown sugar and the confection sugar, the Crisco, and you know, all the things that she said. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything or not, but I have it at least in case I do. And I was out in the pantry there, and I was looking, because my mom, she keeps everything, and she remembers everything about everything that she has. And she's been giving me different pieces of things from my childhood. I've got like a Snoopy bubble bath thing. You blow on it and you crank it and it makes bubbles. She gave me that, so that's like downstairs in the bathtub. She gave me a cast iron waffle iron that was one of my great grandmothers that was a slave, that they actually put it on the fire to make the waffles. The interesting thing on it is the little squares in there aren't squares, but they're card shapes. So they're hearts, diamonds, and spades. And if I ever get my outdoor kitchen put together and I get that cast iron stove, I'm going to use that out there and actually make some waffles on it. But today she gave me something that really really brings things full circle. And I brought this down here, and this is going to go up on my shelf here. For those out there that say you can just change teams, I will say that this is proof that I can't. Because what this is a belt. Tyrone Cowboys Holmes. And you see the belt buckle here. The belt buckle is actually made out of aluminum. And I made this in 8th grade shop class, Mr. Reynolds' shop class. Sandcasted. What we had is we had a piece of wood that was our mold, and we had this wax that you could use to make the lettering. And the funniest thing was when Tracy saw this, she said, "That's your handwriting." And she looked at it instantly and said, "You did that, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I made that in 8th grade shop class." And so that was 1978. 1978. Dallas Cowboys. I brought this inside during my live stream, and I started to tell this story on it. And I opened this up, and I started unwrapping it. And this is where it hit me, because when I look at the belt, I could see that it was worn. First here on this hole, you can see the light line on it. And as my dad got older, he got, like me, a little bit bigger. And you can see where he wore this a long time, because you see how much darker it was. I should have made a longer belt, and he could have worn it longer. My dad wore this belt that I built as a child. I have a good friend who's a tree man, who's here in Waynesboro, Howard Ewan. He's got a lot of trees down and stuff for me. And sadly, he has cancer. And he doesn't have that much time to live. And he's questioning life, because he's busted his ass climbing trees, cutting them down, and taking care of all that kind of stuff. And he's worked hard all his life. He knows that his time is short. And his biggest worry is his family that he's leaving behind. That they won't have money to be able to hold on to the house that they have. There are so many people out there that are suffering and are losing everything. And it's just not right. We have to count our blessings for what you have. We all want more. We all want more. More than anything else, we want to make sure that our loved ones are always taken care of. Howard, I'm sending you my prayers. And Dad, I miss you a lot. I miss talking to you about the Cowboys and the stupid things that they do. Life is too damn short. You got to make the most of it, y'all. And you got to make sure that the people you love know how you feel about them. I appreciate all of you guys, all of you ladies that have been here and support the channel and have been great friends of mine. Remember, tell the people you love how much you love them. You might not get the chance again, and I love you guys.